Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Funday with Paul and Judy, and happy Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, and let's make sure we take time to remember all of those who have served and sacrificed.
Absolutely. Yes, we say thank you to everybody, and we'll make sure that you're on first, and then we'll kind of start the show because we have a whole lot of show and tell.
Busy show. Busy show.
A very, very busy show.
By the way,
Lots
my casual attire.
Yes, because what's happening after the show?
We're gonna. Yesterday we took the boat out, which was it has been a while.
Yes, and you'd be mad at me.
Right.
Well, I had you put all this lotion on my back. I had it all on my hands, my legs. Guess what I forgot? That's why if you do like that, you can kind of see, oops. So I put some aloe on it, so hopefully I'll be okay.
We still have our aloe plant downstairs, but we're going to go in the hot tub today.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
It's been a while for that, too.
Never let you finish your sentence. All right. So Glenna's the first one on board. Good morning, Glenna, our guest in our neck of the woods this afternoon.
And Glenna, I read your question to Judy last night.
Oh, yes. I said, that Glenna, she keeps coming up with some real doozies. Yes. Hi, Andrea. I told them in my little promo, as you saw, we can't wait to see your names and your cities pop up on our screen today. So we'd love for you to be a part of it. Hi, Aaron. Thank you for joining us today. We're glad to see your name. Let us know where you're writing from. And as you do, let's take a little minute to follow up on what Paul was saying, because I thought it was really sweet. In order to prepare for the show this morning, he put a little list together, and we were kind of texting people back and forth just to make sure we had all the initials and we had all the ranks and everything right. So we wanted to kind of start the show with a thank you.
So we'll start with my father, who died in 1998. Private First Class Charles J. Deasy, retired U.S. Army.
Yes.
Served in Korea, I believe it was.
Yes, and then my dad, who retired as a lieutenant general, also in the U.S. Army. My brother was also in the military, and that is David M. Crowell, who was a captain. And then I missed my uncle, who is David H. Mason, a petty officer, retired.
When we talk about Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave, that's who we're talking about. He proudly served with our troops. And then your sister.
Lieutenant Colonel Laura E. Bowers, retired, and she was U.S. Army, obviously.
And her husband.
Her husband, Chad. I didn't know his middle initial.
So he's the only one we couldn't get.
He's going to be like Jack Reacher, Chad, no name, no middle name, Bowers. He's still active, U.S. Army. He's set to retire shortly, I believe, and then take up a job in the public sector. He is a colonel. Yes.
And then my nephew is also active, and he is a lieutenant in the U.S. Navy. And the only reason that we were not getting all the details maybe exactly right is because some of them are in Hawaii, and we didn't want to wake them up at 4 a.m. to ask this question. Some of them are out in California, and it is a holiday weekend, and we thought, even there at 6:30, I don't think they're going to appreciate it.
Well, and I just want that to be a reminder to everybody to thank someone who has served to protect our way of life.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate each and every one of you.
Absolutely. Yep. We really appreciate it. And we just want to say thank you in a nice big way. So that was our big way of acknowledging. And you can let us know some of your stories, too. I'm sure you have members of your family.
And if you want to shout out to someone in your family.
Yeah, we'll put it up on the screen.
Then you have to make them watch us later.
So you have to share the video. I was going to put my granddad on, but because he was in the Navy. So his son went into the Army, but my granddad Crowell was in the Navy, and he served in World War I. And I don't know what his rank was, but I do know that I remember, and my dad probably still has it, an old black and white framed picture of my Nana and granddad just before he went off to war. And I think they're sitting in like a skiff. And I think she's wearing his hat or something real cute. So
here's a cheers to all.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Cheers.
So drink to that.
Happy Memorial Day weekend. So
my grandfather on my mother's side, John Rainey.
Doing laundry while she's watching. An excellent way to spend your weekend. Getting things done.
I know John Rainey served. I don't know which conflict it would have been, but he died when I was 8 years old in 1968. And he was a big wig in the VFW hierarchy.
Now this was whose dad?
my mom's dad.
Your mom's dad. Okay.
The Rainey side of the family.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome to the show. All of our familiar names and even faces in little icons. Love to see that too.
Rainy and cold in Chappaqua.
Let's move on to one of our favorite segments and say thank you to all who contributed to this, because they're still coming in, and there's some that I'm saving because it got to be where there were so many that I said, oh my gosh, it's going crazy. This is fun. And I'm going to need some for next weekend. So I'm saving them. And actually, hi, Patty. The very first one that we're going to show is compliments of Patty.
Oh, no kidding.
So the timing is perfect. Road closed, stuff broke, fix it later. Very,
I like
very
the direct
fun.
approach.
I know, yeah. Just tell it like it is.
No excuses. Just stuff.
Here's another one that Sherry, who also weighed in a little bit earlier, to say hi. I like this. And Paul said, what does it mean? We'll read it.
Okay, now I read it. Dogs prepare you for babies. Cats prepare you for teenagers.
And I thought that was really cool, especially coming from a veterinary clinic. You wonder what had recently happened in there that made that up on their billboard. Oh, I love this one too. And Patty gets credit for this one as well. In stock today. I'm like, oh, good. I'll take number 4523. I thought that was very funny. And next.
So they feel so cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Next is actually compliments of what Paul found. So you get to explain this one.
On the beach and in the sea, animals do not leave trash. Humans do. Please behave like animals.
And when was the last time you heard somebody encourage you to behave like an animal? So that's good. And the reason I put on the bottom right-hand side next door neighbor is because if you guys have that next door neighbor app on your mobile device, if you're a part of it, we see, obviously it's, speaking of cats and dogs, a lot of times it's, oh my gosh, my dog got out, or did anybody find a cat, or found a cat, found a dog.
People are citing coyotes.
Exactly.
Which happens in Florida, believe it or not.
Right. So
on the beaches even.
Hi, Angela. But that last one was found from the next door neighbor app. And the other one that we had, it wasn't last weekend, but it was the weekend before. Remember where it said, we're cleaning up our act, something. I have to see if I can find, oh my gosh, it was so funny. So, oh, I know. We're cleaning up our act. So up your game, we've upped our game. So up yours too. It was great. I'm like, that's good. So we love the bar signs. Send them to us.
Do you remember that there was a thing, I think 7-Up, make 7 up yours.
Oh. Make 7-Up yours, or depending on the inflection on the syllable.
And they made sure they did it on the wrong one. So that's kind of funny.
That's funny. So we have some more contributions.
Okay.
And I want to first see if you remember this, because this was a recipe that we did about 3 or so weeks ago. And so Glenna actually contributed her version of it. And I wanted to share it with you guys. Isn't that awesome?
And we thought it was
her guacamole.
Judy originally thought, oh, she hollowed out the
skin of the avocado.
Yeah, and then it turns out
we
that's
looked more carefully, and I'm like, wow, that's a really shiny shell.
We need one of those things.
Yes. So I had to show you the contributed recipe. We love to see your bar signs and bumper stickers, or the signs of all kind, whatever you see. And then if you make any of our recipes, or you make a recipe that you think would be fun for us to make, send us a picture of that too. And maybe we'll be able to put that up on the screen and be inspired.
And I've started training.
Good job, Glenna.
I've started training.
Oh, you started training for what? The next recipe?
Yeah, I'm going to be the first apron again, so I have to train.
Yeah, he's got to earn that title back. Hi, Brenda. Happy Memorial Day weekend to you too. I hope that you enjoyed the baseball game. It's kind of around here. It's a perfect day for it. Actually, It's not too hot. Just enough overcast and just enough of a breeze where it would be enjoyable.
Lots of dolphins in our little thing behind us. We have boats going by.
Oh yeah, lots of celebration. Another one that I wanted to point out is the stories that we had last weekend that we weren't able to show because we were coming to you. Of course, we had taken a road trip, and all we had was our mobile device and a selfie stick.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just flying by the seat of our pants. But one of the stories that was kind of fun was that Paul went through, we were talking about finding all these videotapes and doing all the transfer that people are, having fun with. And if you've transferred all of your tapes or LPs, 45s, VHSs, you probably recognize this. And actually, Paul took them all out of the boxes, and it was so cute. I said, "Oh my gosh, look at all those tapes. We have to show them everything that we were going through."
Yeah. And it all fit on one little thumb drive.
Yeah. You'll actually see that. And you're also seeing one of the videotapes that I had to look on the back, but it was actually the copyright was 1991. We probably shot it in the studio in 1990. But you recognize Dan Hughes and Ellen Langus, Clarence Reynolds, Delisa Crane, Steve Bryant. And then, of course, on the other side, there was Kathy Levin, Paul Kelly, Mary Beth Rose, Steve Colantuno.
I told Judy to absolutely hang on to the picture of Kathy with that hair.
I know. I wish we'd had it when we done
be able to accuse her.
All of us, we've all been through, although Mary Beth still looks exactly the same. Like she's always kept her hair the same length, beautiful as ever, blonde as ever. But a lot of us went through crazy hairstyles.
I keep my hair shorter because I have less of it.
I like it. And because I like it.
Now speaking of that, are you ready for secret time?
Well, yes, almost. Okay, almost. Because I didn't get a chance to show the rest of the video tapes. So I just wanted to show you this. This was another one that we found in the VHS and tape collection. And when we were going through it all, I said, I have to show them some of these things, because what I loved about it is if you look at the very, very bottom on the Where's Bolivia? 4 courageous Americans, 1 perilous mission. Journey to the legendary Anaheim mine located deep in the Bolivian jungle. Join them for a once-in-a-lifetime adventure. I was just cracking up at the Indiana Jones of it all. And then we found this guy, Scorch. We were talking about him last weekend, but we never got a chance to show you. And look at how young, speaking of hairstyles, Scorch.
And I still have my ridiculous ties and my ridiculous socks.
Yes.
After further from our planner, she said she does believe it was a credit card promotion.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And there is the tape that we could not think of. It's called a 3/4 inch tape.
Yeah.
And we were kind of calling it the wrong thing. So I wanted to show you that too, because that I thought was sort of the perfect segue into a surprise that Paul has.
I had to have Judy not look at she does all the downloading of these things.
Oh, and this is what it ended up coming onto.
Yeah.
I mean, all that stuff came onto that teeny tiny little thumb drive that I put circa 2021.
So let's just let the video speak for itself.
Oh, okay. And it was really kind of an interesting caper last night. He said, I want you to see it, but I know you have to put it on the software program that you use for tomorrow's show. I said, there's a way to do it. You send it to me and I'll show you exactly where to drop it in. And then here's the button to push to make sure it runs. And I said, is there audio on it? I said, okay, here's my earpiece. See if you can hear so it was all, let's talk about the blind. Well,
Here it goes. And by the way,
so I have not seen which segment he's using.
Let's just enjoy. It's a short one.
Oh, okay. It's a short. Okay. I think I have to mute us because there is audio on it, right? Okay. So I'll do that first.
Hi, I'm Judy Crowell. Dan is on vacation all this week and unfortunately missing a nice boat ride and a possible water ski lesson a little bit later in the show with Dave Meal of the Isthmus Water Ski Club. Welcome to PM Magazine. In our first story tonight, we're going from boats to cars. What is the only car in the world that not only has 4 on the floor, a spokescreen maker in the back, armored shields around the side, and an ejection seat in front? Of course, 007 James Bond Spy-Mobile. Well, recently, the Spy-Mobile was put up for sale, and PM Don Blue went for the ride of his life.
I married a Bond girl.
I did. Apparently, I did.
That's so funny.
No, that was fun.
Oh my gosh!
And how amazing does Judy look still? I mean, honestly.
Still the hairstyles. Crazy.
Yeah, you look amazing.
That was fun.
There's
That
a
was
lot
fun.
more where
I haven't been through any of it.
I
He's been
cataloged it all. I
indexed.
have for ages more and more things to show.
That's great. That was fun. You chose a good one, not an embarrassing one. There were plenty of embarrassing ones too. I think
No, I don't
I
think you
was-
let those.
23 or 24 years old in that clip.
That one I believe was Grand Rapids.
Gosh, you'd think I would.
I only know
that-
because there were things right before or after it that I think were Grand Rapids.
Really?
Maybe. Well, yeah, because who was on vacation?
Dan was on vacation. That was Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, that's Madison. Okay.
Yeah, I did say Dan is on vacation. So I think I did all of the shows that week. by
Dan
myself.
who? What was it?
Smith. His name was Dan.
Smith,
Dan
and the other was
Smith.
Jim Guy.
Very easy names. Yeah. And
Hey.
Jim Guy, I think Dan is still in Madison, but Jim Guy ended up after PM Magazine, Evening Magazine in some parts of the country was canceled. Everybody kind of dispersed. Some people went into news. I went into radio. Then I went into the shopping channel business. And I think Jim became a weatherman
Oh,
and maybe even moved to Florida because
thanks for the
one-
nice day.
Yeah, that was in my PM Magazine stints were in the Midwest, Madison, Wisconsin, and Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I know that we have
A lot.
customers or followers who,
I've seen it.
watch from there. So that's
So you went
that's fun.
from
Thank you.
a partner of Jim Guy to a Gem Guy.
That's right. There
How
you
about
go, Jim Guy. And I'm sticking with it.
She's still a Bond girl.
So that was our sort of fun,
Flashback.
yes, walk down memory lane. And I'm sure we'll have some more fun with that. But speaking of video,
Yes.
are you ready to talk about what you
Oh yes.
Just did
It was
for
one of
this
those
weekend.
things. I was because we've been traveling so much, we had to throw together a lot of what we normally spend a lot of time on, and then I realized I hadn't done anything on Jade, and it's right now tracking as the second most popular
Wow.
at this time.
And guess whose jewelry box he raided again? Honey, do you have any jade?
Yes.
I said, I do. I think I have practically one of every gemstone. I don't have morganite. That's one.
This is just a little snippet.
Okay.
I didn't give away too much.
Okay. Here you go.
Well, this week's lesson is episode 63, and it's about jade. First of all, jade has been appreciated and used in many, many cultures around the globe for over 3,000 years. There were two completely different varieties of jade. There is jadeite jade, and there is nephrite jade.
It's a snippet.
That really was short and
a
sweet.
real big cliffhanger.
Okay.
But it's informative and it's fun, and a lot of people don't realize, just how tough it is. If you want something that you can wear every day and really not worry about it,
Yeah.
get jade.
Yeah. And it's just so pretty. The pieces, he didn't show them to you in that little clip,
Yeah.
but the pieces that I loaned him for the video that were actual pieces of jewelry, he was actually very impressed. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
there's some really
yeah,
nice
really good quality.
translucency
It was really
here."
great, yeah.
Yeah. So that was,
Thank you for contributing.
you're welcome. So if you want to be able to watch that, that's on Paul's channel. And of course, that is his particular YouTube channel.
And we're closing in on 1,700 subscribers.
Yeah,
So please
well,
subscribe if
look
you
at
can.
the honor that he got.
Ooh.
Yay. And you've actually surpassed that, haven't you?
1660 something.
Is it now? Wow. It's so much fun. So congratulations.
Thank you. And thanks for subscribing, guys. And I know Gina and I talked about it before. Sometimes you might see ads that come up on YouTube.
Yeah.
We usually make them skippable so you can skip if you want, but it's a way that we can keep doing the videos for free for you.
Yes.
So if you pay attention to some of them or maybe buy from them, all the better, but you don't have to do anything.
That's right. And we always remind you of that. He's much better about reminding you of that than I am. I get into the videos and I'm just so aware of all the things that I need to tell you and promote and talk about and then even what it's all going to be about. So I tend to forget that.
But it's important.
Mariana, congratulations.
Thank you. Now you have a video to show.
I do. And I thought it would be fun. It's not completely edited yet, but it will be coming out on Tuesday this week. I usually do the exercise videos on Monday mornings. On the weeks that I'm doing the exercise videos, and then I do the recipes on Tuesday mornings. Sometimes I need a little bit extra time to do the editing on Mondays, last minute. So I'll show you what we've got so far, and it's definitely inspirational. And I hope, LaDawn, that you're still watching. She said hi earlier, and definitely paying attention. Okay. Here we go. Ahead. Yeah. Wow, thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys, you must try this. I haven't even had a bite, and I can tell how amazing it's going to be. Well, first of all,
I have all the aromas. I can smell the tomatoes, I can smell the basil, I can smell the garlic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I know. Wow is right.
Again, never trying this ahead of time. We went overboard with a larger pan.
And I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
So that I have room to, you know, swim in this.
It's like you're dancing there.
I know. If I'd had a smaller dish, I'm afraid it would have been all over the counter.
I'm not prepared.
You're not prepared.
I'm not
for
prepared.
What?
That was the thing going off.
Oh, I know. But that wasn't what you were not prepared for.
Oh, they're not prepared for. Cheers.
A toast.
Right. That's right.
That's what you were. He's like, oh, I'm not prepared. And I said, what? For the toast? He's like, my toast vessel. Where is it? Because he knew that we were almost finished with the recipe. Yeah. So we always like to add that in. But isn't that cute? So that's going to be coming out on Tuesday.
It was delicious. Oh, yeah. And that was LaDawn's recipe, correct?
Yes. And this is the YouTube channel where you can find it. And I do this kind of every week because we always have new people joining us. So when you go to your mobile device, find the YouTube app, and then that same channel, that's what it looks like on your mobile device, as opposed to on your laptop. So the guacamole challenge was the last one that we did in the kitchen, and now it's going to be the baked feta pasta. And look what happened. Whoa. I got an award too.
2,500.
Yeah. Isn't that fun?
Wow.
Yeah, LaDawn, you're prominently placed and talked about in our video, LaDawn.
Yeah, so we enjoyed that a lot. Actually, we still have some leftovers.
We do.
I almost was going to do that last night, but we opted for the salmon. And of course, today, nothing trumps the Brie Day.
Brie Day.
So that's going to be.
Yeah, we've still kept the
because we didn't do it last Sunday.
No, because we were home. Yeah, we were traveling, so we didn't. But I don't know if you were watching when we had Dimitri James on as our guest, but we were talking about that being a tradition of ours, and he said, "Oh, I love Brie, and I do this and I do that." And I said, "Well, let me show you how we do ours," because I still had all the little pieces of the puzzle of the Brie Day sitting in my software program. So I thought, oh, that timing is perfect. You know me, I love those segues.
Yeah.
So thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. Very sweet.
Speaking of our channels,
yeah,
I had fun looking kind of through the lifetime of the channel.
Yep.
And what would you think is the most popular gemstone on my channel?
I still would have said turquoise.
You would have been right. In fact, the number 5 of the top 10 videos involve turquoise.
Do they really?
Yeah. We have turquoise 101.
I remember they ranked really, really high.
And then we have turquoise real, simulated fakes, and wannabes. We have Kingman turquoise, Sleeping Beauty turquoise, and number 8 turquoise, all in the top 10.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So that's interesting.
And you said jade is right up there. I wonder in the lifetime of your videos where jade will end up falling.
It'll take time because some of these videos they live there. So if you've missed anything, you can always go back. But like my newest star was definitely the Larimar.
Oh yeah.
But it wouldn't rank.
People love the blue stones.
It wouldn't rank in the top 10 probably until another year goes by, because people can still watch the earlier ones.
Exactly.
Before it. But yeah, Jade. I know Jade's going to be a star. Larimar's already becoming a star. Well, there's a lot of information on there, and if you just want to look at it, there it is.
Well, we have had some fun too, going back through, since we've both been putting videos up on YouTube weekly for over a year, each of us. We've had fun going back through some of the older ones.
Oh yeah.
and seeing that they were done in a much more primitive kind of fashion. I mean, if you could call videos from 2000 and
Primitive.
19 and 2020 primitive, but just in learning so much more about the video and the positioning and the audio and other elements that you can put in, and even how to put what they call tags on them so that you can identify for people who are searching with whatever search engine you use, that our videos will pop up as informational, and maybe that would be what you're looking for. So that's been kind of fun as well.
Yeah, and we love your participation. The comments really help. Glenna, again, with spectacular questions. I mean, they're really, and the interesting thing was, and I won't bore you with the whole question and answer, but it had to do with something a lot of you probably are wondering about, which is you see a lot of jewelers that are taking your silver. And you can trade in your silver, whether it's silver, serving pieces that are very, very old, and it's paying top dollar right now.
Yeah, not silver plate.
No,
but sterling silver.
But she asked an excellent
really
question about rhodium plated silver.
Plating, because that's a lot of what the shopping.
And she had a great question. I answered it for her, but also that'll be in the question and answer series.
Okay. Good. And the interesting thing is sometimes they'll say, now what gemstone am I going to do this week? But when it comes to Wednesdays, when he uploads the videos about the questions, he says, okay, I think I'm going to go back and shoot one of my question and answer videos, because he's got lists of questions a mile long.
Yeah.
He said, I could do 5 shows in a sitting with all the questions that I get. So he loves those.
I do. And I answer as many as I can. I'll never be able to catch up with all of them.
Right.
But I'll keep trying.
There are a lot. Let's see. You ever talk to Patty Riley? I never see her online. Hope she's okay. Yes, I do talk to her. I mean, not on a weekly basis, but I see her all the time with her posts on Instagram. So, Sissy, if you're not on Instagram, get on Instagram. It's free. You can just get that little app on your cell and then search Patty Riley, P-A-T-T-I and R-E-I-L-L-Y.
And she was a guest on one of our shows.
Oh, yeah. And I was a guest on hers. Remember,
right.
she wanted to talk about fitness because she'd really gotten into fitness, and she wanted to kind of compare notes about what we were doing to stay in shape. So somebody asked way, way, way earlier if we were grilling this weekend. And we used to when we still had a grill outside.
Why? Well, there's 2 things. We did have an outdoor kitchen. It was a tiki hut, and it was spectacular. I had DirecTV in there.
2 TVs.
I had refrigerator. We had a big grill.
We had everything.
We would do.
He wanted to live out there.
We
put a hammock in it. I never would have seen him in the house.
Overlooking the water. It's in our backyard.
Yep.
We lost that battle.
Yeah, we
It's
lost
now
the
gone.
battle trying to keep.
But one time, and that's not why we started doing the salmon pan-seared, it was because it was raining, and I didn't want to bring the salmon through the rain up into the house.
Oh, yeah.
So I did the pan-searing, and we've never looked back.
Right.
We still would like to grill. There's certain things that you'd love to grill. But
actually, we did start out our Memorial Day weekend with salmon. We had it last night.
Yep.
And there's a salmon video on the Judy Crowell Style YouTube channel, too. So if you want to see how we did that in the kitchen with Paul and Judy, that salmon video is still there.
Yeah, it's perfect. And it's so simple.
You know what
so
he talked about last night? Since I had a few leftovers, he had another idea for another recipe. I won't say. I won't say. But I think we're going to do it.
We're going to do that.
I think it would be really delicious.
I'll be first apron on that again.
Gosh, I got to start. Look at LaDon, help me out here. I don't want to lose my first apron status. I need a few more recipes.
Yeah, one of these days, I don't know if we probably couldn't do it remotely, but we really need to have a third apron.
I know, we keep talking about it. Now that the whole COVID isolation thing is lifted a little bit, I want to see if we can get a hold of Chef Cash.
Yeah.
See if we can get him to be our first third.
Well played.
That would be fun. You all have a wonderful, wonderful holiday weekend. Be safe, whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, and say a little prayer and a thank you to all who have served our country and continue to serve our country in all the many ways, shapes, and forms and services that they choose. So we appreciate your being here.
And do you have your traditional closing?
I do. And we'll go back for sure and answer all of those comments. We appreciate them. You ready for the close? My wise words,
I'm ready for Judy's wise words.
inspirational message to help you start your week tomorrow.